This is the plaintiff, Jose Sanchez. He says he parked his car at the defendant's garage and was quoted a price of $156.50 for the 8 days of parking. When he went to retrieve his car, they charged him $194. He was royally ripped off, lied to, and he's here in the name of justice, seeking $388, double his damages. This is the defendant, Thomas Phelan. He says the plaintiff came to retrieve his car 2 days later than the price he was quoted. That's why it cost a little bit more than expected. The man became irate at the gate. He doesn't have a leg to stand on, and he's quite sure the judge will agree with him in court today. He's accused of a car catastrophe.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Jose Sanchez, you are suing the parking facility. Are you the owner?
No, I manage the location.
Represented here by its manager, Thomas Phelan?
Yes, Phelan.
Okay, Phelan?
Yep.
Felon?
Thanks, Phelan, yes.
Phelan.
Yes, that's it.
I don't want to say felon. Phelan. All right. For $388 that you demand that they pay you for breaching their contract, I guess. Tell me what happened.
Yes, on December 30th, I pulled over to their parking space and inquired about parking, long-term parking for 10 days while I went to Puerto Rico. I was arriving on my flight returning back from San Juan, Puerto Rico was January 8th at 11:05 to arrive January 9th at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I explained my days to the young man, and he
What
quoted me.
dates did you explain to the young man?
I
You told him you'd be returning what day?
on that time, like January 9th at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's what you told him?
Yes.
Okay,
And
go
he
on.
he printed it up the way he printed it up on this document.
Let me see that document.
That's how he printed it up.
So, except what he puts here is January 8th at
Right.
3 in the morning.
Right.
Now, that's not January 9th.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So there was his error. He made a mistake by not.
Doesn't he write down exactly what you're saying?
Exactly.
And weren't you like, I'm returning on the 8th because that's the day of your flight, and you weren't really doing the math that it would be the 9th?
Correct.
Yeah, that's not good for you. If you,
At all.
Right, but see, I don't think that he's making the error. He doesn't know when the heck your flight is. He just writes down what you say.
Right.
He's not analyzing your airline ticket and trying to figure out the time zone difference. So it's January 8th. He writes down, you say, I'm leaving on the 30th, I'm coming back on the 8th, and that's what he writes down.
Okay.
All right,
So-
but you don't come back on the 8th, you come back on the 9th because it's the middle of the morning.
However, I was charged for 10 days. I was given a free day.
How are
right.
you given a free day?
For every 10 days, they give you a day off. They deduct
Is that true?
$16.95.
We had a special at the time.
That's special.
Every 7 days you get 1 day.
Every 7 days, you get
Right.
1 day off.
The quote that he received was for 9 days,
But in fact, what happened is he returned on the 10th day
the 10th and past the time,
and past the time,
which put him into another day.
Yeah.
which put him into another day.
Right, runs on
Because
24.
when did he come to pick up the car?
On the 9th.
He parked the car
On the
at
9th, at what time?
At about 5 in the morning, because my flight was delayed
Right,
3
and he was
times.
supposed to
6:20.
be there on the 8th at 3 in the morning, according to the document
Right,
you
yes,
gave me.
yes.
So you got charged for an extra day for coming
Right.
an extra day late.
Yes. Okay, fine.
Okay,
but even
then
that,
why
even
are
so,
you here? Because you're mad that they charged you the extra day. It's what? Go ahead and come up. Who are you?
I
Who
was
are you?
with him.
Who are you?
I'm his girlfriend.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
And I'm telling him to let you know that we were delayed because there was
I don't care why you were
snowstorm
delayed.
here.
I
Right.
care if they overcharge you.
the
You
flight-
are suing them because
Right,
you're.
right. Okay, so now
first
even
of all,
if you
I don't
add
even
up-
understand your lawsuit to begin with.
Okay.
Because what you're saying is you're mad that they charged you another. How much did you end up charging them? $194.
Yes.
And that's for how long? 2 more days?
Yes.
2 more days because A, he came a day late, and B, he came past the time, so that's the second day.
Yes.
And that would be $1,870 times 2, and that's another $37.
Yes.
Okay, so plus a 156.60, that's the 194. But you're not even coming to court and suing for $37. You're coming to court and suing for
double the amount.
$388. How do you
Yes, double
figure?
the
And then
amount.
you park free. So you want the $194 back, and then you want another $194 for just chocolate sauce on your sundae. I don't
Absolutely
understand
not.
you.
Absolutely not, Your Honor. I spoke to the gentleman.
What they do wrong?
What did they do wrong? Well, first and foremost, they quoted me a price. I asked the individual that attended me that particular day.
And they honored that
And
price.
I said, is this exactly what I'm paying? Am I paying? He says, yes.
Well, yeah, that's what you're paying
Okay.
if you came at January 8th by 3 a.m.
Okay, so now when
Did you
when,
come on January 8th by 3 a.m.?
when I arrived, that I was informed of the price, what I had to pay. I tried to speak to the manager, and I was unable to. So I made a phone call
Because
the
you're
following
crazy.
day.
You don't need to speak to the manager. Listen to me.
Yes, I'm
because
listening.
are you guys like shocked that maybe you didn't realize before you filed the lawsuit or something? Or I'm looking at you right now. Do you
I
wonder?
filed the lawsuit,
Stop.
not her. I filed it.
What? Are you
I
shocked?
see you. I'm not shocked.
You see
I'm
me,
just,
right?
I'm just because we were delayed in Puerto Rico because
I
there
don't
was a
care.
snowstorm here, so
but
that's
you not
not
only
our
were delayed in
fault.
Puerto Rico, he looked at his ticket and said we're coming back January 8th
We
when he
called
wasn't.
them as well
We
two
called- we
times
was
and
in
notified them
contact with them from
that
Puerto
we
Rico
were
from
being
day one.
delayed.
Do you hear me?
Okay,
Okay.
you got it. No
You
problem.
know what? No, I need to know you got it. I got
understand.
it. You get it, right?
Yep.
You're gonna need to explain it to him on the ride home. All right. So if you tell them, you think you need to say something? If you tell them that you're coming January 8th by 3 a.m. and you show up January 9th by 5, according to your own testimony, how many more days should you be paying? I'm asking you.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, can the defendant charge more money because the guy was a day late?
Absolutely. Why not? That's the deal.
The guy's saying basically, look, the car was there. Nothing's changed. And if I came back a day later, it doesn't hurt you.
Yes, it's not his fault.
Well, it is his fault for being a day late.
Yes.
So the question, can the guy charge extra money for it?
Absolutely. You should be able to prorate the rest of that day and pay that
So
back.
you just figure out what an additional day is and he has to pay it.
Absolutely.
Or he doesn't get his car.
Seems fair.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
You were late 2 more days because if you're supposed to be there January 8th at 3 a.m.
So should we sue JetBlue for making us late then?
How could we possibly?
Probably.
How could we possibly?
Your
There was a
contract
flight
with
delay.
JetBlue, first of all, you botched it because you were supposed to tell them you were coming in January 9th at 3 a.m.
He did tell him that.
No, he didn't. He didn't. And either way, then you shouldn't feel bad about paying it because then that's how many days
Your
you
Honor,
used.
Your Honor,
And they gave you your free day.
I made an attempt to speak to the manager. I wasn't able to.
How do you figure? Whose idea was it to sue to get
It was my
free
idea.
parking?
It was my idea.
Free
It was-
parking and double free parking.
No, no,
$388.
It was my idea to do this, simply because when I made an attempt the following day when I arrived from Puerto Rico, this individual, Ray, that I spoke to, hung up on me on numerous occasions because I was trying to get to the bottom of it.
What's the bottom of it? You spent 2 more days before you picked
It
up your
wasn't
car.
2 days. How
It
could
was
be
a
2
day,
days?
and if it was a minute past 3 a.m., it counts as another day. But in any event, at some point, and I think this is why you're busting at the seam to say something, at
there's
some
more to
point,
it. There's more to
after
it.
you receive the lawsuit, you say, what is your problem? I'll pay you the $40, right?
Well, yeah, he spoke to the manager, Ray. I heard of the situation. I told my general manager to give the customer a call. I mean, it should be pretty straightforward. The general manager calls, basically says he's not getting it. He's flying off the wall. I said, you know what? In a case like this, for 37, whatever it is, give him the 37, call it a day. No one needs that aggravation for $37. He calls him back and says, we're going to give you the 37. He says, now I want the whole thing. I said, absolutely not. He says, I'll sue you then. Go for it.
Okay.
I mean, that's his interpretation of the situation.
Did somebody offer you?
I spoke to the individual.
Did someone
I
offer
spoke
you
to
the
the individual.
$37?
I spoke to the individual.
How long have you two been dating?
I'm sorry?
How long have you two
What
been
does that
dating?
have to do with anything, Your
I'm
Honor?
just asking. How long?
Almost
have you
3 years.
3 years?
Almost.
He's kind of headstrong, right?
You know?
Someone offer you the $37?
I'm crossing the bridge. It took me 3 attempts to speak to them, and each attempt they hung up on me. I continue to call and to no avail. I couldn't get a hold of anybody.
Why
so
don't
therefore,
you see
you know what?
that
Now
if
it's
you
not a
are
matter of the
gone-
money.
if you
It was the
leave car
principle.
there
That's the
2
reason
more
why
principle.
I decided.
No. Principle is you need to go fight for the homeless for principle because this is not principle. This
well,
is this is pig-headedness that you're just looking at the facts. You got quoted to come back January 8th at 3 o'clock. You came back January 9th at 5 o'clock. You get charged 2 extra days.
I understand that.
They charged you exactly appropriately, and you have 0 case verdicts for the defendant.
All right, just hold on right there, guys.
So the plaintiff fails to prevail in his case here. Mr. Sanchez, I think you don't get it. You just don't get it.
Well, I disagree with the judge's verdict.
You can disagree, but everybody in this courtroom understands, and they realize you're in the wrong.
So
do you understand? Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
You do get it.
I do get it.
Well, then explain it to him on the drive home, as the judge explained.
You know, we just got to go
She said
along
you're
with it.
pig-headed, you know?
Fine. That's what she called me. I guess that's what I am.
I think you are.
All right.
All right. Congratulations. You understand that.
Thank you.
That we're getting somewhere. Okay?
Thank you.
Good enough. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Phelan. Yes. You know, I understand how you ended up here, and I don't blame you. I'm sure everybody feels the same way. I hope you don't have many instances like this, do you?
No, not like that, no.
I mean, this is one for the books,
That's
really.
one for the books, for
No
sure.
kidding.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks a
Okay,
lot.
thank you very much. Harvey, what do you think? I think it is one for the books.
You know, Doug, the plaintiff was dead in the water before he came to court. I don't know why he came to court. He's the one that caused the problem by misjudging the number of days. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.